Hello, Yakri here with another Warframe video, and this time I want to talk about what makes Loki so great. Now, in these videos I just go over one ability that really kind of makes or breaks the frame, or has some kind of unique, interesting interaction, or is otherwise, cool and stand out compared to their other abilities. Now this is harder to do on some frames than others, but it is pretty easy with Loki. Without a question, the ability that makes Loki really great is Radial Disarm. Although his other abilities are quite useful, Radial Disarm is rather exceptional among the various disables that exist in Warframe. So, Radial Disarm does kind of what it says. In a radius around you, enemies are disarmed, dropping their weapons and reverting to melee combat. Now, with an augment for this ability, you can cause them to become afflicted with a radiation proc for 9 seconds afterwards. This is quite handy, causing enemies to fight amongst themselves. But, in fact, the ability is almost more useful without this augment. So I'm going to talk about why it is that I favor the ability without the augment, and then we'll see about how effective it is with the augment. You can see what I'm talking about. All right, so let's set up a bunch of heavy gunners, right? And we'll give them a pretty high level, but I actually don't know if I'm going to be able to cut through these guys in stealth with my Rack to Dark Dagger. I mostly equipped it for coolness rather than effectiveness, but we're not really testing weapons anyway, so it shouldn't matter too much. All right. So we've got these guys. I'm going to turn invisible so they don't kill me. Now, what do I want to do in, say, a defense mission, right? I want to kill all these enemies as fast as possible. And to facilitate that, I need them to come closer to me. So I can hit them with Warframe abilities, or my allies can do so. Oh, so we're going to disarm them. Okay, now they've all pulled out melee weapons. And they're just standing around. Well, once I turn visible again, what are they going to do? They're going to come right at me. Yep, that's right. They're all charging at me. This is extremely convenient for a wide variety of missions in order to increase the speed which you can complete the mission at, while also making the enemies far less dangerous. As you can see, these are level 80 enemies. I don't have any tank mods on. These guys could kill me. Maybe I have one on, actually. I forget. But these guys could kill me in 1 or 2 hits of melee. Maybe I'll let them do that in a second. But I'm not having a hard time getting away from them. And there are a lot of Warframe abilities which wouldn't be very useful for locking down enemies with ranged weapons that can perfectly easily keep these guys from being a threat to your group. So if I go invisible as well, yeah, I can't do too much damage with this weapon, but these guys are quite easy to fight in stealth, of course. And yeah, they can group up and I can kill them. And that's pretty much it. Causing this shit to happen is what makes Loki so great. Although it's extra effective because, of course, I just rad proc like one guy and so the rest of them are, ganging up on him. And, maybe I would have a weapon like the Tonkor with me, blow them all up in a massive explosion, or one of my allies would kill the enemies for me. Right? So that's just very convenient. Now let's say I don't care about killing enemies for whatever reason. I think that's kind of a rare scenario in Warframe, but still, it happens. So what I would do then is I would bring his augment, right? So let's pick up Radial Disarm, or Irradiating Disarm, sorry. Okay, let's take a look at this, how effective it is. So the next thing here is going to be that if we're doing, like, let's say I'm doing an interception solo, and I want to stop the enemies from easily, capping the point on me, or I'm doing some other type of mission where, it's not enough to just make the enemies all have to run into melee, but I need them to be distracted, and so that I can deal with them in my own sweet time. Well, we can do this. All right, they're all meleeed, and they're all going to be beating each other up for quite some time with this radiation proc. And, this is a really safe scenario for me, right? Not only could I easily run away from them, but they're not even bothering to attack me. This is just really, really good. Oh, yeah, let's do this again. This is really, really good for a wide variety of mission types. I often prefer, of course, the non-irradiating variety of the disarm, but in very hard missions, or if maybe your squad will have difficulty with a mission, maybe you're new to the game, or your friends are, and you actually aren't confident about your ability to kill such high-level enemies, this can be extremely helpful to let you deal with enemies that would otherwise be quite challenging with very little work. And so, yeah, that's what's really great about Loki. There are other amazing things about him. He can actually deal a lot of damage and all this other shit, and he's good at spy missions and all that. Stealth is amazing, but this is really the standout thing that makes him a great team Warframe to have around. Anyway, if you liked this video, please like, comment, subscribe, etc. It really helps me out. And thank you all for watching. Yakri out.